Hi, how y'all doing this evening? Um, so I got on here to share a little bit about my experiences with great hope that it can inspire, aspire, encourage, uplift, or empower another individual out here in the world. As for me, um, I go by the name of Ra, which is an abbreviation of my full name. Um, so just to give you a little background on who I am and what I've experienced. Um, I'm someone who was abandoned at 4 days old, adopted, um, raised by my maternal grandfather's mistress, side piece, um, until she passed when I was 28. So I did not discover that I was adopted until I was 11. By that time, I had already had my first encounter with trauma. I was sexually assaulted at the age of 8 by uh, biological family members, I would say, because I was able to um, get to visit family members or whatever. So I um I had a difficult youth coming up because once I experienced the sexual assaults and then finding out that I was adopted, it kind of sent my mind through a whirlwind of wondering where I came from, why was I where I was, and of course I had got all different types of stories from different people. So being an adult and a mother myself now, I kind of really never got down to the whole truth as to how I ended up where I was at. I still have questions as to like why me. Um, it's let me see. Yes. Um, so yeah, back to that. I went through a lot, as a lot of people have. Um, and I know that there's a lot of people out there in this world who are dealing with the same circumstances. We have children growing up in foster care, um, being adopted, and once they're adopted, it's hard for them to find their biological family unless I think they do open adoptions or DNA tests. There's ways to find your family. As for me, I didn't know about none of that. I just pretty much was raised one place, taking different places throughout the weekend, um, other places through the summer. Um, and I say all this to say that a lot of what we're exposed to or experience early on in life plays a major part. It plays a major part in who we become later in life and how we are and how we handle circumstances in our life. So I need everyone to know that it's okay to go to therapy, seek counseling, because it gives you the ability to get comfortable opening up about your experiences. I'm not on YouTube looking for counseling. No, I've had so much therapy, I can pretty much counsel other individuals. And I'm talking my adolescenthood into my adulthood, still to this day, I'm still in therapy. So, healing for whatever experience is never going to end. It's going to be a cycle. You're going to find yourself forever trying to heal because there's always going to be some residue remaining. Even after you've discussed those things, you're still going to find yourself, you know, growing and developing and still in the back of your mind, deep within your heart, you still have residue from those circumstances. Um, so, you know, I went through that. Uh, I've been separated from all my children. I have 11 children. I have nine that I know where they are. I do get to communicate with my older four, and I also have two grandchildren. So I have had a daughter who also passed away the day before my birthday of 2009, the same year my adoptive mother passed away. So they was months apart. I lost my adoptive mother March of '09, and I lost my daughter September 5th of '09, which is the day before my birthday, September the 6th. Um, yes. So I lost my children because of um, allegations that the mother has a long history of mental health issues. That's where it started for me in 2003 when I lost my first three children. While being separated from them, I ended up, having more children down the line. And it's a lot of what I've experienced, I say, some of it is, what they call self inflicted pain. And the other things are things that I didn't want for, didn't ask for, didn't know why it occurred in my life, where it came from, or whatever. But I do have a very big heart. So that plays a part in it too, because people take advantage of people who are very kind, loving, and caring, compassionate. They take advantage of people like us. And I've come to understand that that happens sometimes because people have never encountered unconditional love. So they don't know how to treat a person that's rendering unconditional love. Also, same thing with the sexual assault. I've come to learn that majority of those who offend us, out the offenders, those who sexually assault us, they have somewhere down the line been violated themselves, and it became a cycle for them to keep violating other people. I don't know if it's the anger side of them, or it being where they say hurt people are capable of hurting other people, but it's a cycle that can be broken. It doesn't have to keep going on, generation for generation. It can be broken. Um, I lost my last three boys in 2016. So when I lost my last three children in 2016, I became homeless. I had been homeless from August of 2016 till September 2023. So that's a long time to be living on the streets, living in vehicles, living in tents, um, outdoors, benches, college campus, wherever I could get me some sleep at. Sometimes I didn't get any sleep. Um, uh, it was it was a humbling experience because I was someone who was raised in my adopted family, being given everything. I didn't want for nothing. I was what they called the golden child, the privileged child, I should say. Um, So to go from growing up that way and providing for myself, having my own places, having my children, trying to provide my children with a better family life than the one that I experienced. I did not want my kids to have that experience of saying, like, where's my mom at? When's my mom coming back? So I empathize with my children with us being separated. And I guess that's what plays a major part in me always trying to be there and do what I can for my older four that I'm allowed to see because of what I've experienced growing up. Um, my biological mother, she struggled with substance abuse issues also, which was heroin, crack, and alcohol. So my biological mother passed away July 1st of 2000 and no, my mother died July 1st of '98, I'm sorry, my maternal grandfather passed October 2003. Um, so with all that, it's kind of like rough, getting up every day, trying to continue going on through life, knowing that I'm a mother and without my children and um not knowing if I'll ever reunite with them, but I put my faith in God. So I ask God always to shut his eyes on their situations, their living situations, to keep them guarded, protected, and safe, to keep me on their minds and their hearts and allow them never to forget me. That's all that I can do. So when I talk about us being powerless as individuals, things happen in our life and we say, why did this happen to us? I just changed my perception and said that those things were happening for me because it's caused me to um, look at life on a whole nother level. I know that our children are borrowed gifts given unto us. I know that within my heart, I did right by my children. I know that I'm not a perfect individual. We are all flawed. I know that I'm very selfless. I go outside of myself to help other people. However, throughout my struggles, my help was down to limited to none. Um, no matter how many people I housed, helped financially, looked out for, encouraged, none of that. It was okay. It was okay with me. At first, I was very angry because I was like, hold on, I do more for people and ain't nobody do nothing for me. Well, this is what I want you to know that if the individuals that you helped were ever able to help you, they would have never needed your help in the first place. Right. So, um, I've come a mighty long way, and our topic of this was never let yourself go because your situations get tight. Because we quick to give up on us. And when I see those individuals that I slept amongst, the residents or constituents, I should say. I don't like to say the other homeless people because they're still human beings, and you don't. It doesn't take away from the person that you are because you don't have a roof over your head. You may be displaced, but I wouldn't say the homeless people because they didn't start out that way without a home. Um, so when I was amongst them, a lot of individuals did not no longer want to take baths. They slept all day. Some of them relied on substances to numb their pains and help them get through 24 hours in a day. And I also had my experiences, with substance abuse. And to be totally honest, I get why people are using because it's the lies that we tell ourselves. We tell ourselves that whether it's a cigarette, whether it's an alcoholic beverage, a glass of wine, whether it's marijuana, whether it's whatever, we tell ourselves that this is what's numbing my pain. And as long as you keep telling yourself that, you find yourself looking for your medicine to numb your pain. So my way of getting up out of that was to find other ways to heal, do things for myself that would make me feel good to replace that feeling that I once thought was a good feeling, which was actually harming myself through using drugs and alcohol. So I started, doing things like enjoying the outdoors, like going to the park, laying in the grass, laying under the sun, laying under the stars. Whatever I felt was a peaceful environment for me, I started taking the chaos and the drama out of my mind that I placed there based on the things that I've experienced and I was holding on to as memories. And I start replacing those things with positive things that I was doing that made me feel at peace. So I had to store up my own inner peace. But through it all, I prayed. And I would always pray when things are good and when things are bad, right? But my faith would waver. That's just natural. Anybody tell you that it's not, they're lying. Your faith will waver. You will say at times like, well, if God this, if God that, where is he at? Why is he letting this happen? I think we've all had those conversations with self, you know. So my self-talk would be or would go like this. I would say, I know that he's with me. I know that he's around me. I know that he sits high and he looks low and sees everything that's going on with me. I said, but Lord, I need you to carry me because I'm getting weak. If I was getting weak in that moment, I said, I need you to carry me because I'm starting to get weak, you know. And before you know it, my circumstances start turning around. Just constantly talking to God, constantly talking to God. Yeah, I had a cell phone and there were places that I could have went to be up under other individuals. But you know what? I like being by myself because when I was around people, I wasn't appreciated. I was doing all the pouring into other individuals and other people was draining me. So I lived and I learned. And you'll find out just how people feel about you the moment that you step away from them. And the moment that you give them complete silence, you'll find out just how they feel about you. Because see, their envy and their jealousy and their hatred for you will start speaking loudly. It will start speaking so loud. You'll see how they start acting towards you. Um, when you come around, when you're not around, how they don't reach out, all of that. So to the women who are parents, I say, love on your children, spend time with your children, be their first teacher, be their first example, lead in their lives effectively and efficiently, and show them what love is like because that's why our world is where we at today. Because a lot of people need love, but they may even be receiving it, even if it's just a little bit. They wouldn't know how to appreciate it because it's something foreign to them. They've never encountered it. So it has to be consistent in order for it to actually make an impact, on the heart and on the mind. So, yes, I had to do a lot of fighting to get this apartment that I'm in. And it was not easy. Trust me, it was not easy. And it's sad that we have to fight so hard to get the resource assistance from the resources in the same places, cities and states where we labor, we pay taxes, and we do all that for a little bit of pay. We put in all that hard labor for a little bit of pay. But the moment that we down on our luck, we don't immediately get the assistance that we need. So it's kind of crazy because I gave leadership a pass for a long time. I used to be like, oh, well, it ain't always about me. I'm not the only person out here that's homeless that need a place to stay, that need a shelter or whatever. It wasn't that. It was that when you go in these places, you're treated like bottom of the barrel. You're treated like trash, like gum on the bottom of somebody's shoe, mud, like, and it's not a race thing. It's not. Trust me, because any individual in any position of professionalism, they must remain professional. And they're not. They are not. And I think that a lot of people need to be trained on empathy. They really do need to be trained on empathy because why did it take for, because I was homeless during the pandemic, why did it take for the pandemic to happen for people to actually realize that tables do turn? The same ones that these businesses and stuff that I encountered and I was seeking help and they was giving me their attitudes and they knows and we can't help you. You know what I used to tell them when they would tell me no? I said, be careful how you render your no. Because you may have to ask God for a yes one day. And he may tell you no. You may want him to save your family member, your home, your job, perhaps your child. And he may say no. So when the pandemic happened and things happened and those people in those businesses and City Hall and all of that, and they had started losing their jobs, being at home, and having to apply for funds like we would apply for food stamps and stuff. It was crazy. I know the first thing went through their mind was what I had said to them last. But look at God. We are all his children, and he can discipline us however he see fit. He owes us no explanation. So I just say that, like, to anybody that has any circumstances that they're struggling with right now, it pays to just stay prayed up and believe that your prayers are already answered. Believe that those things will turn around because I'm not lying to you. I went from living on the curb. You don't believe me? Go to my Instagram, Miss Determined to Keep God's Love. Miss Determined space to keep God's love. Same thing on Facebook. You can find me. Listen, my story is there. You can go listen. I've been all over the internet. I've been all over the news. I'm not lying to you. I was homeless. I was out there and I was, listen, putting up a hard fight to get what I want. So it's all worth it to stand for something. Otherwise, you'll fall for anything. And it's not just the cliches with me. It's the mere fact that like I'm shocked. I'm so shocked because this is none of me. This is all of God. All of God. The God in me working through me. Some days I don't want to be bothered with people. And the spirit tell me, listen, that person right there to the left or the right need help. I don't just look at people and not try to step in and uplift and encourage them because I know what it's like to have been at that lowest point in your life and feel like you just wanted to give up. You didn't have another quarter of a mile within you. I'm telling you that listen, every second of a day somebody's flatlining, whether we know them or not. That should not stop us from praying for people. If I don't know their name, I pray for them by circumstance. And I just say, Lord, bless the helpless and the homeless and the shut out and the shut in, the drug addicted, those out there and those in the hospitals that are struggling with cancers and all kinds of diseases, illnesses, terminal illnesses. I said, Lord, let your will be done in their lives because I know I've seen miracles happen. I don't say everything is it all be all the end of everything. I don't know. No. I say, listen, when it comes to asking me how I feel, I say, oh, another day above ground trumps all odds for me because I've had so many losses. I've lost storage units time and time again of things, and I like material things, right? I've lost so many things over and over and over again. You know what I say now? When I leave this world, I can't take it with me. True, it's okay to enjoy this stuff while you have it here. But I've seen individuals, right? And I'm sure you could relate, pass away and they have the excuse my hair and they leave things behind. I've seen families divide over assets and material items. I've seen fights happen over money, insurance money, properties, clothing, televisions, couches. Okay, they fought over just about everything, only to not take care of it but to abuse everything that they came in contact with. Not to mention the person who passed away worked very hard to store up those funds, pay those policies, get those things. So, yeah, they say leave it to those that's behind. But I say, if God already got it lined up, your wins and your losses, He already got it written, your wins and your losses. It's but a vapor, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Because we all in our planning are steps ahead of what God got for us. So all you could do is get in line with his will. Whatever that may be. Just ask him to use you and position you where he would have for you to be. It was permitted for me to be homeless, no matter who was the reason behind it. No matter who was the reason behind it. He not only wanted me to go through it, he was with me in it. In my car, wintertime, snowing outside, freezing. Car alternator went. No way to start the car up to heat myself up. And I had someone come by and bring me a case of Sternos that you use to heat up food. You know, when you have events and stuff, those little metal candles. A case of 24 of them in my minivan. Had to take a row of seats out so that I could make a pallet on the floor. But it was everywhere that I was. I ain't have nothing. I had my Bible. Yeah, had my Bible. I've watched those that I've asked for help, relied on for assistance in programs and stuff, pass away. It wasn't an aha moment for me to see those who rejected helping me leave here. It was not an aha moment. But just think about it. I was put in their path for a reason. And everybody I encounter, God put me there to help them some kind of way. So it's never been about me. But now, right now, like it's kind of all about me, but not about me as far as association. Like I stay to myself. I give people no more access to me up close and personal unless I'm in my travels outdoors and I'm on public transportation or on a bus or something. I I communicate with the seniors and the youth. That's it. No boyfriend. I'm legally married, separated, So had relationships after that. Just don't want to be bothered. I'd rather pour all my love in on me. And I guess that's why, when I'm outdoors, a lot of people are attracted to me the way that I carry myself. I prefer to be classy and not trashy. I don't reveal anything. Majority of the time it's winter time, so majority of the time you're gonna see me in sweatsuits, sneakers, Timberland, or whatever. Kind of like resembling a tomboy, but it keeps a lot of men out my face. But I shouldn't have to not want to wear my uh skinny leg jeans or my tight jeans because I'm concerned about somebody compliment me on my backside. I just don't want that kind of attention. And when I do decide to put my jeans on or whatever, I got a long shirt to cover my bottom. So it is what it is. I'm just saying it like I serve a judge who allowed the judge that took my kids to even be a judge. So my God is bigger than all the things that I've been through. And I'm just sharing all this with you that, like, listen, as the Williams brothers song go, I'm still here. You still here. We still here. So, yeah, don't get distracted. Do not get distracted by the things that's going on around you. Tell yourself to separate it from the things you should be worried about. This too shall pass. Tell yourself this too shall pass. The whatever. When they talking about the president, I can care less. He has everything he could ever want. He ain't thinking about sharing not a thing he got with me. He's not even willing to reach back and help me get to where he is. So it's not a major concern of mine. We got to learn where to put our focus. I get on and off of TikTok. I get on and off of Instagram. I get on and off of Facebook. It's not consistent for me. I'm not a social media buff. Actually, I go on social media fast. I go on a fast from my phone. That's difficult for people to do. I know how to turn my phone off for weeks at a time. Won't nobody hear from me. I get somebody ring my doorbell. I don't even go down to my door when I'm on a fast because I don't want to bring those energies into my presence to disrupt what they say. Don't disturb this groove, to disrupt my groove when it's just me and God. So you all have a blessed day. I'm not sure if anybody will see this, but I did this for actually myself, to get on here and let people know that, like, no matter what you go through, keep on pressing forward. I'm telling you, on those days that you feel like you don't want to do anything to better you, make whatever changes you need to make, do it anyway, because a small change puts you right in a path of being prepared to make bigger changes. So like I made my change with not using drugs, right? I made my change geographically. I relocated from my hometown. I made my change with not talking to men, right? I made my change with not enabling my older children, always giving them and providing for them. You know, I tell them the same thing. You don't respect me, you don't appreciate me, you get nothing from me. So we just say that like our listen, there's no such thing as a perfect parent, perfect child. It's just what people reveal, what they show, and what you don't know. Okay. We all are flawed in some kind of way. So I hope that's something that I said, that I shared. It would be a little better if it was like very intimate, like it was people on here that I could actually communicate with, talk to, chat with, um, through the chats. But excuse me, it's only 3:43 in the afternoon, and you see I'm yarning, right? I do a lot during the day, a whole lot. Um, and I would do it right here in my home. I do it right here in my home. I do a whole lot, and I'm tired. So you all have a beautiful yet blessed day. If nobody told you that they love you today, I love you because you never know when you'll hear from or see a person again. Um, let love lead you on the way. Lead you along the way. Love on those that you encounter because love conquers all. Listen, do away with the hate. It ain't even worth it. People out here dying over words. And I always tell people, why be offended by words? If you airbrush words on a wall, they cannot get off that wall and offend you in any kind of way. They cannot hit you. They cannot slap you. They can't say anything. They're just words. So I don't know why people take words so personal, um, at all. It's just words, but people are dying over words because people don't know how to properly give communication and they don't know how to properly receive communication. So that in itself is a problem with the world today. But all I could do was pray for you, pray for everyone. Again, gotta go. I did my best on here for this being my first time. I know I was kind of all over the place with my stories, but that's probably because I try to forget about the things that I've been through. Um, and plus, I wrote so many books. So it's kind of all out of me. And I feel like I don't really want to be, oh, excuse me, gotta stretch my legs. I feel like I don't want to be constantly touching on that all the time. But I know that there are people out here going through these things right now. And I've went into recovery facilities and shared my experience, strength, and hope with people. Um, People on the streets, guys on the corners. Wherever I go, you catch me preaching, 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 preaching about how good God been to me and what He can do in the life of them also. Should you just seek Him? True, He's with us at all times, but knowing, or being all knowing, He still wants to know from us. He wants to hear it from us. He wants to know what we're going through. It's not that it's an assumption. He wants to know it from us. So it's okay. You don't want to go to therapy. You don't want to talk to nobody. You can definitely talk to God and drink a lot of water because the more water you drink, right, the more you're open to the spirit. No lie. The more open you are to the spirit. So I hope that this helps someone, even if it's just one individual. I'm grateful because I did what I wanted to do and it was successful. And that was just reach somebody, change somebody's mindset, or perception in life, and hopes that they will decide to thrive and not just survive. Have a great day.